Up until last summer, South Carolina was one of a few states that did not have death benefits for officers and firefighters killed in the line of duty. That all changed on June 19, 2023, with the stroke of the governor's pen. We reached out to one of the key writers of this bill to find out how this legislation came about.
Well, there was retired law enforcement officers in my district, and my Senate district is Southern Beaufort County. They were retired law enforcement from the Mid-Atlantic region, I think Pennsylvania, New Jersey. And they contacted me and asked me if I would sponsor a bill to provide death benefits to law enforcement officers that were killed in the line of duty. And, quite frankly, I was surprised that we didn't already have that sort of a death benefit. And so I drafted a bill. It was entirely appropriate that we acknowledge those who sacrificed their lives keeping us safe. And it's one of those bills that, there was really no resistance to it whatsoever. I mean, as soon as it was introduced, other members wanted to be sponsors of the bill along with me. It passed very quickly. And then we just got down to the mechanics of what state agency was going to pay the death benefit, when something unfortunate or tragic occurred. So I was proud to sponsor it. And it's a good example of how, if you're a citizen or a resident and you see something you want changed, you can actually make a change. You can contact your senator or representative, make the case, and you can still get things done at the state level in politics. And so I think that's the lesson of S-108.
Now, under this bill, who's all covered with this?
Yeah, it started out initially just law enforcement officers that were killed in the line of duty. A death benefit was paid to their family or surviving heirs. But as it moved through the process, it got amended to add to it firefighters. I mean, firefighters that were killed, in the course of putting out fires or coming to the rescue and in situations involving, fire departments. And so that was added. And also we included emergency medical technicians because they're also, putting themselves in very stressful and dangerous situations. So the bill, as finally passed and signed into law by governor, provides a one-time death benefit to the families of those killed in action for law enforcement officers, firefighters, and emergency medical technicians.
Now, why was this bill so important in South Carolina? I know before it was passed, I think there were just a handful of states that didn't have something like this.
Yeah, I mean, the way you express something you care about and something you value in politics or in government is how do you appropriate taxpayers' money? I mean, that's how we sort through our values. That's how we sort through what we consider to be important. And so it's not only is it important to reimburse the families that have suffered a loss, but it's important for the state to declare what it deems important and what it values. And so I think it has that dual role. It both compensates the families of those, who have a loved one lost in the line of duty, but it also is a statement by the government, by the state of South Carolina, that we care and that we value and that we honor and respect what law enforcement officers, firefighters, and EMTs do for us as a society.
Now, do officers have to do anything ahead of time, like regular insurance, or basically
No.
as it just kicks in if unfortunately something happens?
Right, and it's in addition to everything else. It's in addition to whatever other benefits you may be entitled to or the family may be entitled to by law. So it is not in lieu of any of those things. It's in addition to. So it's nothing that the law enforcement officers need to sign up for or pay premiums for. It is just a death benefit that is provided to the families upon that occurrence.